Hello, Justin McGonigle here. I'd like to share a story with you called The Beaver Dam. The Beaver Dam by Justin McGonigle. Synopsis: a story of a beaver and the dam he built from the fallen logs near to a crag called Ploviston's Crag. The moral of this story is to be sure to tend your own fire. Cast of characters: Beaver, a slender, smooth, waterproof creature that can swim underwater for long stretches of time. Excretes musky, viscous liquid from under tail, numbers unknown. Cat, a cunning, open-minded, problem-solving creature, numbers unknown. Rain, a wet, heavy, and lightweight liquid that is one of the basis of life. The others are sun, soil, and love. Wood ash, carbon and pure carbon from the burning off of wood, numbers of uses of unknown. Wind, a random, orderly energy incarnate, consists of debris including organic matter gleaned from earth. Blow forth, wind said, feeling energetic first blow of the morning. Wind like to announce itself when it arrives. Wind is always coming or going. I know of you, said rain to wind. I know of you quite a lot. Rain repeated itself. Rain liked to be a lot of itself. In fact, rain liked to be everywhere. I'm so happy, sang Beaver. I'm so happy. Beaver loved to sing. He felt himself when he sang. I'm so happy and clever, Beaver sang on. I'm so happy and clever as a beaver. I'm so myself, and I'm a beaver. Beaver could feel wind, but wasn't sure where wind was or whether or not it mattered. What did matter to Beaver was to build his house and keep it that way. His house, of course, was the center of his life. He spent many hours making his house just the way he wanted it. Beaver used lots of things to build his house. Beaver used what he could find. He liked sand with water, and he liked branches of all sizes. And then I cut my branch as big as I could, Beaver said to Wind, and he struck his tail as he spoke. When he spoke and bashed his tail, he felt good. This day the air seemed green and purple. The color of the morning shone off of Beaver's fur. His fur is brown and thick. His face holds the life of many years. His tail pounded again. Bang goes I, Beaver blurted. Bang, bang goes I to build my house, he went on. Bang, bang goes I. And as he sang, the trees began to fill again with wind, the same wind that cascades through this Ploviston crag. The crag's tenon rocks hang low, low enough to resemble square pendants found in the mountain region of Lega Lega. Lega Lega is the northernmost crag. Ploviston's crag is like many other crags. Its hills and valleys tumble down to the sea. Its trees and undergrowth teem with life, life that can sustain Beaver and creatures like him. Its skies are large, and its rivers are swift. Bup, 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 went Beaver. Row tup and up, I say, Beaver continued, and let's get this tree up. And with his tail and hind legs, he lifts up the small willow branch into the pile. Tumble all the way round, Beaver exclaimed. Tumble all the way round, and there you have it, a house that can be my own. I will make it what's right and true. My house will be for me and you, Beaver continued in a proud, proud way. He slid each branch and each gully shank down and down into the hole as he had dug. He built his bed up to match the hole. The hole he filled and filled with every kind of branch he could find. Beaver found big ones and medium ones. He found sizes that he didn't have names for, and he found sizes too little to call small. Beaver found all kinds of sizes. I find, and I build my house for me and my kind, Beaver said light-heartedly. I find what I want, and I want what I find. Yea, to me and my kind, and to time on my side. Beaver was right. Time was on his side. It is spring. We are all here, all growing things. Springtime things, water, air, flowers, and care. Beaver was right in the middle of it all, the middle of his world, his craggy, shiny, working down, building up world, his put aside and put upon building up world, his beaver world. My world, Beaver sang, my beaver type world. He went on singing. Beaver loved to sing. He felt happy when he sang. Singing passed the time, and it made Beaver forget himself and focus more on the work. Beaver felt happy. Are you there, Mr. Wind? Beaver called into the air. And the wind blew. Wind blew near to Beaver, and Beaver felt the air rest on his face, which was facing the sun. It began to rain. Beaver could feel the small specks of rain tickle on his nose, which was sensitive to the smallest touch. Beaver could smell mud coming down from over the hill. Beaver loved small mud, treasure mud, crackly mud, splinty mud, caked mud, and drenched mud. Mud, mud, mud. Mr. Wind, I love mud. Muddy, duddy, duddy, mud. Beaver felt silly. He continued, my way is sticks and mud. Without the sticks, there ain't no mud, and vice versa. Beaver began to feel sleepy. Beaver felt sleepy after work. He walked down from where he was to his bed. He climbed in. Beaver's bed is soft. The small strands of pussy willow, together with fresh clippings and soft brush, lifted him gently down into a slumber that rocked and swayed him as he drifted off into blissful rest. I'm resting now, Beaver said in a sleepy voice, like this. I'm resting now. Went Beaver into sleep, and as he did, his fire burned onward. Beaver loved fire. He loved it the first time he saw it near to the lake he called Pon Pon. Pon Pon is a lake that is part of 100 lakes in this Ploveston's Crag. The lakes feed not only beaver, but every creature in Ploveston's Crag. And as Beaver slept, his fire, which for a long time smoldered in the corner where his new pile of sticks lay, began to catch a flame. Beaver felt his eyes get heavier and heavier. He began to dream of the hills from Regis and how the tiger lilies lay beside the white pumpkins in Solstice Circle. And as he reached out for his favorite white pumpkin, his neighbor Flex walked in to his property and over near to his home where Beaver slept. Crack, crack, crack went Flex the cat with a stick. Rumble, he went and called out. You there, Mr. Beaver? Say, are you in there? As Cat called out for his friend, he smelled smoke. And not just a little smoke, but a lot. I'm coming in, Beaver. I smell smoke too heavy for your house. And Cat leaped in through the space closest to the sinkhole that held Mr. Beaver's great moderate tenons. He spied the burn progress, and with great repose gave the lot a good squirt and bang and trumple, and put the fire out. Who goes there? Beaver said in a sleepy voice. Is that you, Cat? He said. And fire? Beaver sounded grumpled. Yes, Mr. Beaver, Cat said. Give me a moment. And Cat cleaned his head with his front paw and tongue. I've put out the fire with my cunning, Mr. Beaver. Cat sounded tall. But please tend to your own fire. Cat sounded smart now. I'll take that, and thank you, Cat, for leaping into action. Beaver sounded filled. If it wasn't for you, me and my house would be a goner for sure. And as Beaver and Cat spoke, the air began to float and fill with the sunlight coming in from the window. The light made the house glow and glisten, and smell of pomper pennies and of October wheat. The end. That was The Beaver Dam by Justin McGonigle. Peace out and God bless.